What's up guys, it's Lord Botha here with another video, and with the shutting down of Concord, we thought the disaster that was this game was over.
It's done.
But we were far from right. In fact, Concord is still being found out to be an unmitigated disaster of epic proportions. This comes to us from PlayStation Universe, entitled "Concord reportedly costs $400 million to make, was internally believed to be the future of PlayStation."
Oh shit, here we go again.
According to former IGN journalist Colin Moriarty on his Sacred Symbols podcast, a member of Firewalk Studios' development team reached out to him to share some internal details about what went on and what went wrong with Concord. Perhaps the most shocking piece of news out of that conversation is the claim that, according to Moriarty's source, Concord cost a whopping $400 million to make.
Okay.
More money, more problems, Stanley.
Now let's put that into perspective, folks. $400 million, over 8 years to develop. It had a beta peak of around 2,000 players, and a release peak of under 700. This thing might be the greatest financial disaster in gaming history.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
The source also claims that the newly minted joint CEO Herman Holst looked at Concord as his baby. He also says, according to his source, at least internally, Concord was looked at like a franchise that could be a PlayStation Star Wars moment, and was called the future of PlayStation.
I'm retarded?
If all that is true, that is the most horrific overestimation of something ever in existence, maybe. This is the equivalent of Oppenheimer saying that the atom bomb might alter how we think about warfare a little bit. This is like all the generals for Kim Il-sung saying that their great leader is going to establish the most free and open society in the world. This is like when Michael Jordan's middle school basketball coach cut him from the team. That's how incredibly wrong that statement is. That then allegedly played into why Concord failed so spectacularly. No one was able to properly critique the game when it was what leadership wanted. Moriarty says that it was described to him as having a ring of toxic positivity around it, where those in charge simply thought it could not fail because they believed in it and their own abilities so much.
Ooh, and we're all very impressed, right, guys?
So essentially they were praying and coping for success. They weren't listening to any kind of criticism, they weren't trying to change anything about it. They just thought they were so in the right, they didn't have to listen to anything, and they just kept on full steam ahead, spending money, burning through the years to try to develop this game. Interestingly, Kotaku's Ethan Gach, who recently reported that Firewalk Studios remains in limbo while Sony decides what to do, corroborated Moriarty's reporting, specifically around the toxic positivity claims. Gach goes further to say that some sources he spoke to said it stemmed from leadership coming from Bungie, where the common logic was that it would all magically come together in the end with a head-in-the-sand mentality.
Magic. Sorcery.
Well, it sounds like PlayStation and Bungie gave Firewalk Studios a crap ton of money and a very long amount of time to develop this game, and they were part of the sunk cost fallacy where they said, hey, this game has to work, you gotta churn out something, so we're just gonna keep continuing and hope that they get something together. This all also comes while the director of Concord has left Firewalk Studios. This comes to us from Techopedia. Concord director leaves following game's indefinite shutdown.
Everything's fine. You're okay.
Wait, you're leaving us?
No. I'm just seeing something down the back.
Ryan Ellis, game director of Concord, has stepped down after the game was taken off market, leaving the future of Firewalk Studios uncertain. There's no uncertainty about it. The studio is dead.
We're dead! We're dead! We're survived, but we're dead!
Fears of mass layoffs persist, prompting some developers to update their resumes, while others await severance package details. Earlier this year, Sony implemented major cuts, canceling several games. So the writing is on the wall here. Not only is Concord dead, but Firewalk Studios is probably going to be dead as well. The studio will probably be shut down, its assets sold off or absorbed, and quite honestly, it should shut down. It created quite possibly the largest failure in gaming in history. And yes, you can feel bad about the low-level artists and developers on this game who didn't really have anything to do with the top decisions that led to why this game was such an unmitigated disaster. But they also should have been aware that the decisions being made for this game were not probably good ones, and that the company might be in trouble with how this game was probably going to be perceived. And I have found it funny that even in its death, Concord is still providing jaw-dropping numbers in the worst possible way and wedging itself into the news cycle for all the wrong reasons. And hopefully it will linger as a warning to other gaming companies out there about what can happen to your company if you go incredibly hands-off, have a toxic culture of positivity, fail to listen to any kind of criticism whatsoever, and invest heavily in agenda-promoting policies within your video games.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
But those are just my thoughts on the situation. If you have your own thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, appreciate you watching all of it. We'll talk to you again